I think everybody kind of strives to do the perfect whatever they're doing, hopefully. I always think there's some detail that I've missed. You know, I could have done this better. I don't think you can ever reach perfection. You never quite get there, but there's a lot of fun in that. I was really lucky to grow up in Glacier National Park. My folks ran the boats up there for 35 years. You know, it was a little bit of an odd thing to grow up in Montana around these old wooden boats. I thought, you know, I bet I can have a go at making fishing and hunting boats in Montana, and let's see if that works. And I thought, you know, I can build a better boat that has the look and the feel of an old wooden boat aesthetically, but combine some newer technologies that can be very durable. My wife and I just thought, we can make this happen. When you're that young, I mean, I was 25. I don't think you know what you're getting into, especially starting a small business. So I just, you know, started building one. I thought we had a good idea. The business plan or the business model is to make something really nice. And if you make something really nice, someone's going to want it. We had a waiting list almost from the start because of that. There was never any question that I was going to make a boat out of anything other than wood. The look and the feel of it, you just can't get from fiberglass, or you can't get from aluminum. It doesn't feel the same. It doesn't have that warmth. They're lighter weight by quite a bit. Typically, they'll outperform a fiberglass boat, hands down, in almost any area that you can think of. Even though we've sort of built our name on something that is aesthetically pleasing, it's a fishing boat at the end of the day, and it has to work well as a fishing boat. The seats have to work right, the fly rod holders, the hatches. If it doesn't work, we'll chuck it and we'll start over. Everybody tells you that you have to scale up a business. The whole idea is to make it bigger and bigger and bigger. Our biggest stumble was trying to compare what we were trying to do to something else. It was a really hard lesson to learn. All of a sudden, we found ourselves with too many employees, too much equipment, too much debt. I wasn't doing any of the building. I was spending most of my time on the computer, dealing with vendors and trying to get sales instead of concentrating on the product. Really trying to mass produce something that shouldn't have been mass produced. And it just was too much. When we started over again, it was like, okay, we're just gonna do what we find comfortable, what I find fun to do, fun to build. We're not going to just get bigger just for the sake of getting bigger. I think that if you stick with the dream of the ideal business, it kind of comes out in the end, and that's what we did. We thought, all right, the idea of these boats, that will translate eventually, and you just got to stick with it. Over the years, the average has probably been in the neighborhood of about 10 boats per year, but now I'm only making 2 or 3 boats a year, and that's enough. Because we make the boats one at a time, until one's out the door, we don't really start the next one. I've had to be realistic about needing to have high prices on them because it takes the better part of a year to make it. That's a lot of hours, but you get what you pay for, you know, like with anything. We need a certain kind of customer. We want a customer that really wants something nice and is willing to wait for it. People will call me up and they'd say, show me a picture of what the boat looks like today. And I say, well, it doesn't look anything different than it did 2 weeks ago. And they're kind of like, well, what has been going on? And so I would say, here's how it works. Sometimes I drive my girls to school. Some days I'm working on tools and I'm sharpening. Sometimes I don't feel like working that day, and they need to realize that. There's a few clients where over time you just go, you know what, this isn't a good fit. And I have fired customers. I feel like I'm in a lucky enough position to be able to say, it's probably gonna be better for you to get a boat from somebody else. When I'm in a good space making your boat, it's gonna come out a better product. People have to wait a couple of years to get one. And some of them really actually enjoy that process. You're not gonna get it, you know, for summer vacation this summer, but next summer vacation, you're gonna love it. It's gonna be the best thing ever. And if I remind them of that, then, you know, they accept it. They have to. Now that my daughters are older, they hang out in the shop more and more. It's something I never really thought about, that I was going to be teaching my kids. It's especially interesting that they're young women. They're really detail-oriented and see things differently than I do, but I love it. My oldest daughter, Sophie, is really rapidly learning how to do a lot of things. If it's something that is interesting now and it's fun for her to do, great, you know, and it's fun for me just to have her out here. Growing up on the water, I think you're always drawn to water. We're really lucky here to be near the Yellowstone River. The water is something that is sort of our playground. There's kind of a famous line, there's nothing finer than simply messing about in boats. I think that's pretty true. It's sort of like a reality escape, even though it's even more real. Yeah, there's something about that.